What up, YouTube? I'm chilling with Chief Senior, and I'm the youngest Chief. And today, I want to break down some hidden sacred knowledge, some wisdom that will help benefit you guys in your own lives if you take advantage of this information. So basically, the Creator gave us our own free will in life, right? So if you want to have access to your spirit team and the Great Spirit, you have to ask and give permission for them to help you in your life, because it would be the angels. It would go against the angels. They would be breaking free will if they just stepped in our lives and started creating change without our permission. So when we pray, they say be as specific as possible, because that allows the angels in your spirit team to have permission to do exactly what it is you are asking for. But you have to do it in a sacred and divine way. You can't just demand and command them and you just not show respect to them, right? Basically. So, and this is how one thing before I begin or go any further. So, I like to start my day with oracle readings. And in the Native American culture, when we have ceremonies, when we go to sweat lodge, when we have powwows and stuff, we have the entrance facing the east because the sun rises in the east. And when I enter the house of my grandparents, I always enter in the back door because that's the east. And when I do my readings, I like to face the cards in a semicircle and have the entrance facing the east as well, because with that separation from the circle, it allows spirit access to travel in and out. It gives them permission to help work with you. And just like when you sage, you smudge, you cleanse your house, your space, you keep a window or a door open, or just space for spirit to travel in and out, right? They need space to travel in and out. They can't be trapped and stuck. So yeah, let's just draw one card to see what the energies are. 39, the kangaroo, responsibility. Hold up, let's see what 39 is before I start. The red kangaroo. The red kangaroo is unique in its ability to maintain 3 young at once. 1 at foot, 1 in the pouch, while the third develops in the womb. As the one in the foot is weaned, the one in the pouch exists, making way for the partially formed sibling, which instinctively climbs into the pouch directly after birth. With the womb now devoid of life, the female will mate immediately, thus replacing the fetus. When environmental conditions are fertile and rain is abundant, the feed is lush and plentiful, and the weather is benevolent, red kangaroos live a productive existence. If the conditions deteriorate, however, bringing drought, fire, or flood, the female red kangaroo will relinquish the infant in her pouch and put the fetus in the womb in a state of suspended animation. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? They could just stop the growing of a fetus. That's wild. The infant remains nourished and is continually fed by the mother, but it does not develop physically. That is so crazy. She can sustain the fetus in this way for quite some time, waiting for the condition of the land to improve so that the joey can be born into a time of plenty. By surrendering the existence of one joey and by putting the other into a state of hold, she takes responsibility for her own survival and that of her family. If red kangaroo has leapt into your cards today, you may be feeling as though you have sacrificed a large part of yourself for the benefit of your family. Maybe the time has come to reclaim these aspects instead of harboring resentment and jealousy. Are you living in a constant state of stress, for example, barely surviving from one day to the next? If so, do you see this as taking sound responsibility? If you are a parent, remember that everything you do inherently instills itself in the consciousness of your children as acceptable behavior. Ask yourself if you are taking your responsibility as parent, partner, or principal person seriously. Are you honoring the pledge of responsibility you made to yourself growing up, or would you say that you were in an emotional drought or dormancy at the moment? If this is the case, it may be time to reanimate some element of yourself so that you can begin taking responsibility for your life and that of your children in a more productive, abundant manner. Beautiful. I do not have children, but I am trying to take my responsibility to help the world as important as possible. I know I have a lot of growing to do, and I'm not quite like at my best right now, but I'm growing. I'm working on it. We're getting there. But I'm proud of myself. I've come a long way, but I still got a long way to go. But anyways, that was just the energies, and then I try to stay mindful of that throughout the day. So, and then this is the I want to break down the laws of the universe with you guys, so you can start to incorporate them in your life and start manifesting and living the life that you want to live with a lot more ease. And yeah, so there is the 12 archangels, and their names these are the angels of Atlantis, and these are basically the 12 archangels. The angels of Atlantis are Gabriel, Haniel, Japhiel, Metatron, Michael, Raphael, Raziel, Sandalphon, Shamiel, Uriel, Zadkiel, and Zafkiel. And we are all born with 3 archangels to work with us throughout our lives. And we can work with ones outside of the ones assigned to us if we develop that relationship. We're not just held to those 3, but 12 is a sacred number. And if you remember, like, Jesus had 12 disciples, it's also symbolic to Jesus had 12 archangels working by his side. That's why he had the Christ conscious, because the archangels, like, they each patrol like the one of the 12 areas of life, one of the cycles. So that's another thing. Like, so there's the ideal archetypes or characteristic vibrations of these beings, explains later in the chapters, but these are the legacy that that lives on through the knowledge of contemporary historic practice. So 1 is the 12 angels of Atlantis, 2 is the 12 dimensions of consciousness, like the Kabbalah, 3 is the 12 laws of the universe, 4 is the 12 planets in the solar system, the 12 astrological signs, the 12 lunar and solar months, the 12 tectonic plates, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 cranial nerves, the 12 chakras, the 12 acupuncture meridians, and the 12 apostles of Jesus. And these are the 12 universal laws. These are important. These are very important. So, this book is called The Angels of Atlantis, 12 Mighty Forces to Transform Your Life Forever by Stuart Pearce. Yeah, I recommend going and getting this book. I got this from my local metaphysical shop, The Present Moment. Shout out The Present Moment. If you're around Minneapolis, I highly suggest going to The Present Moment. It's a beautiful shop. Get all your herbs, your medicine, for anything you need. Your books, oracle decks, anything. Crystals. I highly recommend it. But anyway, this is not paid promotion either. The 12 laws of the universe were crucial maxims by which physical life in the three-dimensional nature of planet Earth was fully comprehended. The law The laws were considered to be the fundamental keys to creation and used effectively to balance the lives of the people. Furthermore, the keys were direct conduits of source energy, and the laws stabilized love, harmony, and abundance. Moreover, by the maintenance of the 12 laws, it was believed the divine jewels of unconditional love, patience, charity, compassion, grace, honesty, joy, hope, gratitude, kindness, humility, and faith were more easily maintained. And these are the 12 laws. Law 1 is the law of oneness. All molecular energy of both human and planetary force was considered to be part of an interconnectivity of universal consciousness. There was no belief in separation, as all things were considered inclusive. Hence, the presence of each temple built throughout the geometry of the circle, suggesting the inclusivity of the feminine principle. Through fifth dimensionality, the Atlanteans could see the direct effect of the theory of oneness. And the fifth dimension is love, universal love from source energy through all things. Law number 2 is the law of vibration. All of creation is composed of vibration occurring in cycles or waves of circular patterning, like the medicine wheel. All outer manifestation was believed to be the vibration of all inner reality. Therefore, the Atlanteans meditated on the vibration of quickening in their lives. They observed the quivering of a leaf in the wind or the impulse of sound vibrating across the water. They truly honored this powerful force of nature. Vibration is huge. That's why you gotta be cautious of the music that you listen to. That's why you have to be careful for those who you hang around who may speak wildly. And I'm guilty of that as well sometimes. That's when I know that my aura needs to be cleansed very bad. And I need to watch my tongue. I need to stop swearing. I used to be really good at it and then I slipped, but now I have to get back into it. Again, I'm not perfect. Number 3 is the law of relativity. Each incarnation was chosen to experience initiations or soul tests to strengthen the soul light within. Each test was seen as a challenge, not a problem, and each individual was taught to remain connected to heart conscious by loving the natural world. Similarly, it was believed that if unhappiness existed, there was always someone else experiencing a deeper despair. So emotional and spiritual intelligence were taught and experienced as tools for becoming embodied spirit, fully living in matter. And that is what I've learned in the recent past, is that when bad things happen, they're not problems, they're challenges. And they're challenges because they're supposed to help us grow. That's what life's about. Life's not supposed to be easy, because if it is easy, you're not growing. If it is easy, nothing in your life is changing probably, and you're in the same routine. That's why life is challenging, because it helps us to grow. But when you can see it in that perspective, then you can start to learn from it and grow from it, instead of seeing it as an enemy or something negative or bad, as most people think that, bad things in their life are just bad. And they're not bad at all. They're necessary for growth. And if you can keep that in mind, I know it's not as easy at first, but once you start to get it down, you can really start to grow, and you'll see it. You'll begin to see how much you can grow after that. And you'll grow a lot more quickly. Number 4 is the law of rhythm. Like I said, everything is connected in the same cycle. So all of nature vibrates through the rhythms of life, creating the seasons of circadian rhythms, the cycles of nature, such as days follows night, through the rhythms of growth or evolution. Positivity was always seen as transformed negativity. Therefore, the Atlanteans honored the substance of rhythm in their lives by honoring the sacredness of the day moving into night, or of spring into summer. And that is why that's why I like to read a lot and stay up with the times that we're in the whole cosmos. And shout out to the Mayans for keeping the calendar and keeping track of time, because it helps to understand the cycles that we are in so we can adjust to the energies. You know, it's huge. If you understand the energies that we're in, then your life becomes a lot more easy, because you'll understand that you're not the only one stressing, that the whole planet is going through a very stressful time and a whole change in evolution, and it's not the easiest of times to be in. Like, if you're living at this time and moment right here on this planet, it's one of the this has never happened in our whole galaxy. Like, this is a crazy time to be alive. So give yourself credit, give yourself patience, and stay up with the times and the cycles, because it will benefit. You will benefit from it. Number 5 is the law of polarity. All parts of planetary force exist through the continuum of contrast. All states exist with an opposite pole. Therefore, the Atlantean people were taught to change the existence of the challenging circumstance by concentrating on the opposite. Living at a fifth-dimensional level on planet Earth gave the immediate sense of the difference and similarity between Earth and the energies of Source. The belief was that no linear reality existed beyond the first 3 dimensions. Think about that. It's changing. It's beginning to change. Just like the times when the Atlanteans were alive, is that they see things from a 5th dimensional, like, reality, through the love of all things. Number 6 is the law of action. All flow exists by being engaged in action derived from thought, word, and deed. Sound brings action to manifestation, so the Atlanteans engaged in sacred voice through song, chant, and speaking prayer to evolve practices of profound action. This is huge. I want to pause right there, because when the Europeans came over to America, they forced the Native Americans to stop doing sacred dancing, the sun dances. It was illegal for my culture to sing, dance, chant to the spirits, to the gods. They made it illegal for us to do that and practice our religion. They threw us in boarding schools, they made us cut our hair, and they forced us to learn a different language. And a lot of Native American cultures were not written, so they didn't have access to. So when generation after generation, that trauma that they experienced during those times, not many of them maintained the language, and because there's that trauma blocks all of that, those past memories, which is very, very messed up. It's very, very sickening. And another thing that I was thinking about a little while back is that there's a reason why Native Americans traveled with the buffalo. It's because animals migrate with the seasons in changing, right? So when Europeans came and they threw us on reservations in one area, the Native Americans began to become starved. They could not. Do you think the buffalo are going to stay in that area, that single little reservation? Come on. You think the Canadian goose stay in Canada all year? No. All animals, usually, not all, I should say all, most animals travel with the seasons. We are not supposed to be held down in one space. That is not how life, at least my culture loved to travel in. They were with the cycles. They loved to honor the cycles of change. And I was just reading last night actually about some Native American chiefs, and it brought me some clarity on my situation that's going on in my life. And the reason why these people had stolen from me, I feel like, is because these Native American chiefs went on raids to take from the white settlers. But could you blame my tribe and my culture? So if I have karmic debt, it's because I went on raids to take stuff from the white settlers, basically. But can you blame my people for wanting to get food because their reservation, the animals had left, they had no food and they were starved? What do you think if you were in that position, what would you do? If the white settlers signed these treaties, right, and they did not honor them, they did not give them the food that they promised, and they were supposed to stay on this reservation where all the animals left, they had no food, what would you have done? Your land was just taken from you. You thought these people were going to help you, and I don't know. Yeah, I'll just leave that question up to you. But yeah, it's a shame, yo, for real. And there were chiefs that didn't even sign the treaties. Like, 2/3 of the chiefs were supposed to sign the treaties in order for the U.S. government to be able to homestead the land and, sell it to settlers. And not all chiefs signed the treaties. They didn't even honor them. They took advantage of Native Americans because we didn't speak English. Think of a different culture coming up to you, writing in their language a contract, and then you having to sign it. You don't know what it means. You don't know what it says because it's a whole different language. The Native Americans signed a contract, and they didn't even think of Earth as being, you could purchase it. It wasn't nobody's to purchase. We never had that thought in mind. So when they signed it, they were selling the land, but the land wasn't theirs even to begin with. You see what I mean? Like, do you start to see like how wrong that is? I'm not even gonna say how messed up it is, just how wrong. It's inhumane, honestly. Anyways, sorry. That's just me holding on to my culture's pain, and like, my peoples were wrong so bad. They were done so bogus. And we're such a loving people. We didn't even have alcohol. And I was just reading this today. The Rum River that runs throughout Minnesota, that river was called like the Meweedwin River. It's basically called Spirit River. The European settlers changed it to Rum River because Rum River, they consider the rum spirit. Why? Because Jesus turned water into wine. The Europeans get their spirit from alcohol because Jesus created a miracle. You see what I mean? I could see how that is. I could see why they honor like alcohol, because Jesus like did something that's a miracle, right? My people did not know Jesus. Like, our spirit is earth. Our spirit is the land. Our spirit is everything around us. And I honor all spirits. Jesus is beautiful. Jesus is my Savior. I didn't know Jesus. My people didn't know Jesus. But my people knew spirit in all things. We were connected to all things. That's what I'm trying to like teach you guys, is that we are all connected together. And like this divide and conquer stuff is not, it's pointless. You're defeating yourself basically. And if you don't like wake up and see that, then I don't know. That's your own problem though. The law of attraction is law number 7. All thoughts, words, and deeds attract like energy. Therefore, the Atlanteans used the individual, universal, and cosmic heart chakras to magnetically draw creation into existence. They saw thought as an electrical force and feeling as magnetic. They were able to decide on what they wished to attract and feel what it would be like to have the desired object, all in service to the source. The law of manifestation. Oh, that's what I say when you pray. If you pray with heart, through the heart, with meaning behind your prayers, they manifest because the feeling is there. If you say a prayer just to speak it, it's not gonna have like much force behind it. But if that energy and feeling is behind it, things quickly manifest. The law of manifestation, number 8. The visible effect of our actions may be given in gifts, miracles, blessings, friendship, or as contradictory measures. Therefore, each Atlantean was encouraged to see the daily miracles of life on earth as a direct consequence of their belief in manifestation. Number 9, the law of karma. Every action has its cause and effect, its action and reaction. Nothing happens by chance. For what you sow, you reap. And when we see life thus, we truly see the grace of spirit moving through all things. So, like if that did happen in my past life, which it probably did. Not saying probably, most likely. I still am responsible for my actions in my past life. Even if I was thrown on a reservation and I was forced to be starved and whatever, it still wouldn't have been right for me to have went on a raid to take somebody else's possessions. Even though it happened to us, it does not make it okay to do it to other people's. You know what I mean? Fire just creates more fire, right? That's why this time around in this lifetime, it's okay that they took these things from me. I'm not gonna go take it back from them. If they did steal these things from me, it's yours. Keep it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. But I don't know. it's probably really hard to enjoy things if it comes from blood money. You know what I mean? That's just my guess. I mean, if you're able to enjoy something with blood money, hats off to you. But, like I said, the law of karma exists, and I understand in this lifetime, things were stolen from me for a reason from my past life, I understand why. That's okay. And I apologize if I did raid something in the past from a settler, then that is my own fault. But I accept responsibility. And now that I have, I can allow, more things to enter into my life. Even if things have been stolen from me in this lifetime, that's okay. The universe has infinite abundance, and there is going to be more for me, in my lifetime. That's not my only abundance that will enter into my life. So I'm staying hopeful. I'm staying positive. I'm in good energies. I'm a good spirit. Things are okay. But enjoy. Whatever was taken from me, enjoy. I'm not hating. For real. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm for real saying enjoy it. It is now yours. I don't want it back. I changed my mind. I do not want it back. It's yours. The law of transmutation. All beings have the essential ability to transform all conditions, so sad becomes happy and hate becomes love. Applying this universal law through respect of polarity brings powerful healing and transformation through the vibrations of light, color, and sound. I feel like that's something I'm very good at, is transmuting the bad into the good, because I've had to do that my whole life. My whole life I've had to survive since a kid. Everything in my life has always been traumatic, has always been chaotic, has always sucked. But I just always found a way to survive, because even though if I had nothing, if I had I'm down and out, I'm gonna find a way to survive. Whatever way that's gotta be, it's built in my DNA, it's built in my soul that I just know how to survive just because of everything I've been through. But I feel like that is why I'm so good at seeing the positive in the negative of things, and everything ain't as bad as it seems. Someone could have it way worse than me. They definitely do. Someone around the world has some, and my life isn't as bad as it seems. I actually have a really beautiful life, and in my eyes, I live like a prince, because even though I have very little of things, I'm so appreciative of the very littlest of things. So everything in my life is a blessing. Everything in my life is a gift. Everything in my life is a miracle. So even if to another it may appear that my life is horrible, or the conditions of my life aren't whatever you're most people would think living this way is just a terrible way to live, but I find beauty in, I love it. I don't mind it. Do I see more for myself in life? Yeah. But at this stage, I've come to appreciate the littlest of things, and it's honestly humbled me very, very much, because I used to be very arrogant, and I used to be greedy with I don't know, or not necessarily greedy, because I'd help a lot of people, but I would just only seek materialistic things and items, and I'm happy that that is not the case anymore, because there's no joy, there's no love in that. So, number 11, the law of gender. All beings in all force have a male and female counterpart. The Atlanteans learned that becoming a master meant first that you must balance these energies within, and then become a co-creator with the source. So even though you want to label whatever you label yourself is, it don't matter. You can still do that. Call yourself dog, boy, whatever, him, her, she, they. It don't even matter what you label yourself. You still have male and female, the masculine, feminine energies inside of you. Whatever you call yourself, wonderful. But we must realize that you have two energies inside of you. It don't matter what you label yourself as. Even if you go transgender and you have more feminine than masculinity now, that's okay. There's still only two. But you can label yourself whatever you want. It don't even matter. It's not about the label. It's about the energies within the body. You see what I mean? Call yourself whatever you want. That's beautiful. I'm all for it. But there's male and female energies inside. That's how everything in this whole universe works. And if you see it otherwise, I'm sorry to say that is wrong, because it is. But call yourself whatever you want. That's beautiful. That, I think, is beautiful. But the law is law. Like, the law is beautiful. And, yeah. And number 12 is the law of intention. All energy flows through intention, and the force that is denied, refused, or resisted holds negativity rather than supreme acceptance. Therefore, the Atlantis to always focus on the highest ideal, and then the higher levels of spiritual consciousness would be attained. That's why I'm saying, like, it's all about the intention of the action behind what you are doing. Like, if you have love behind what you are doing, and like, if you have love behind the action you are doing and it still didn't manifest, like, that's okay. You will still get that love back in some area of life, even though that area that you were trying to manifest did not work out. Love lost is not love, or like, love given is never love lost. You know what I mean? If you have given someone else your love and it did not pan out, and it'll come back around in some way, shape, or form in life. So don't be afraid to show love in any area to anybody, because it will be reciprocated in some area of life. You will be blessed with it. So don't be down and out. That's what I was saying in my my other video. Whatever happened with my relationship, it is what it is. I'm not mad, and I'm not. If I made it seem like that was the only option, and that, like, that I'm okay with how the relationship, like, ended, like, or what has happened. I'm not saying that I need this person back in my life, or I need it to happen this way or that way. I don't at all. I've accepted what it is in my life, and if I made it seem that this is the only option that I have, is to have this back, that's not what I meant by that. But I know that the love that I have given to anybody and everybody in my life, whether they took it for granted, whether they, took advantage of me and, stole from me, whether they did this, whether they did that, it doesn't matter. That's why I said that I don't care to hear, like, the truth. I don't need to know the truth. It doesn't matter. Whether they want to come forward and tell me the truth or not, it's okay if they don't, because I know that love given is never love lost. I will be loved. I am loved. I'm worthy of love. And I'm worthy of a beautiful life, a beautiful home, a beautiful family. And I know in my heart that it is on the horizon. I know in my heart that it is so close, and that these things had to happen in order for better things to come. Like, that is one thing that is one of my lessons that I had to learn in this lifetime, is that it's okay if something that I've wanted so bad to manifest didn't work out. If I had a twin flame and I've been manifesting it for years, and this person just took advantage of me. Never seen it in that way, and it didn't work out. It is what it is. But that love is gonna find its way back to me, like in one form or another, and that is like the current energy surrounding me at this time in life. Is that I've learned to release all things that no longer serve me. No matter how much energy or how much I wanted things to work, if it wasn't working, I have to release it to allow better things to enter into my life. And I'm still currently like at the very end of learning this lesson, but like that is what was going on in my life. But yeah, those are the 12 universal laws. Any law here that the government created, bogus. It's all for government. It's all to pay taxes that they somehow find themselves a way to get out of, because they know secret laws to get out of it. They abuse the system, and that is why they think that the karma isn't going to come back to them, because they came up with their own laws. Well, that's not the universal laws, and karma keeps track whether it's government or not, whether it's written down in stone or not. The karma comes back around. And that is why it is the Native Americans' time in the planet, in the solar system, for their dynasty, because through their love that they have shown the settlers, and greeting them, clothing them, feeding them, just to be like slaughtered, genocide, murdered, raped, not allowed to practice sacred dancing, chanting, praying. That karma is here to manifest right now. The Mayan calendar 2012, there's a reason why it ended in 2012, is because that is the new beginnings of the new dynasty. That is why the foundations of the United States are slowly starting to fall apart. Well, they have been for a while. We all see the corruption. We all see how bogus they are. We all see how much they want control and power. But everyone's sick of it, honestly. But my people's karma, it is coming. And there's a reason why in South America, Mexico, Central America, they have the Day of the Dead festival. It's because we honor our ancestors and those who passed away. We honor their spirits. We never forget them. That is why the settlers wanted to outlaw the Sundance, because they know how powerful it is to work with spirit. Read about the chiefs that they had spirit, like they couldn't be shot by like bullets. Like, read about it, for real. In wars, they legit could not be shot because spirit was. That is why they banned it, because they know how powerful it is to work with spirit. They never wanted this to be known because they lose their power. when someone has gained access to work with spirit on all levels, on the universal level, they become a god or goddess, or basically like a superhero, or like they basically just, they got the cheat codes. But it's not a cheat code anymore like they want it to be, because they want it to be hidden knowledge. They want it to be hidden because they want power. Well, that's why I'm trying to get this information out, because everybody is supposed to have access to this information. And yeah, no one is supposed to use this to their advantage, to their benefit. No one is supposed to charge thousands of dollars to teach this information. No one is supposed to charge lots of money for whatever, for hidden knowledge. No, it's not supposed to be like that. And if I'm the bad guy because I'm letting like the wisdom and knowledge out, if I let the cat out the bag, and you guys hate me for that, and then I'm the bad guy. That's okay. You can label me the bad guy. I guess I'll take on the bad guy, if that's what it means. If this wisdom and knowledge, if you hate me for spreading it, then that, I don't care. Like, I know I'm a good teacher, and I know I am responsible and truthful, and I'm not here to take advantage of nobody. And if you hate me for that, love you. That's all I gotta say. You got anything to say, Chief? He said he loves you as well. But yeah, let's just draw one sacred symbol, see what the energies are. But and I apologize if I've instigated anybody, or I apologize if I purposely tried to get under the skin of you guys just because you had done it to me. That does not make it okay. I apologize. That is wrong for me to do. Oh. Truth. Power. Psychic. Guides. Courage. If that does not just sum up everything that I just said, then I don't know what does. But truth is power. Wisdom's power. But yeah, like I was saying, I apologize if I instigated or, tried to get under the skin of those that had stolen things from me or took advantage of me or whatever, and I found out the truth to it. I'm over it. Like, honestly, I'm moving on from it. The past is the past. I hit that button on Men in Black, just gonzo. I don't even know about it. I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. I don't know, y'all. What happened? I don't know. But anyway, I apologize. I only want to spread love and light here on Earth. And I know I need to do a little growing up and be more responsible with my words and my actions. And it is not okay for me to do things like that. So I apologize. I love you guys though. That's all I have for you today. Yeah. Pray for yourself, pray for your neighbor, pray for love and light and harmony for the world, and be a role model. Love you guys.